Buddy. Hey, I wanted to do a quick video on the blow-by that my catch can is picking up after roughly right at 600 miles worth of driving. Modifications to the truck are, by the way, it's a 2014 Ram 1500 with the Hemi. It's got 3.92 gears, posit track, and a tune. Truck's a lot of fun to drive. Really enjoy driving this truck a lot. It's the sports edition, so it's got all the nice leather and everything. Anyway, getting back to the point, let's see how much oil comes out of this catch can. I'll also show you some modifications that I made to the catch can and give you my thoughts on whether or not the catch can is even worth having. So, here we go. All right, just real quickly before I get started on the draining of the catch can, I want to show you guys the setup. Pretty typical catch can. You guys have seen this one before. What I have done though is in line, so down here by the intake manifold and again up here at the catch can, those are a pair of reduced orifice sized PCV valves. Basically they're the same size as what you would see, or maybe slightly larger really in diameter than what you would see in an LS platform, one of the GM LS platform engines. And here's the deal. My understanding is that GM, when they had issues with their LS platforms consuming a little too much oil or people complaining about it, they had switched to and found there was a problem. They switched to the smaller orifice size PCV. One of them is actually hollowed out. It has no valve in it at all. The one by the manifold actually does have the valve still in it. In terms of how much it reduces the vacuum signal through the crankcase and the air signal itself going back to the airbox, not as much as you might think. You can still pull that hose off of the airbox, listen to it, and you can still hear it pulling air through that airbox hose, or through the breather hose rather, through the airbox. I don't see it being much of a difference at all. As a matter of fact, put your thumb over that hose, hold on to it for a little bit, take your thumb off after a couple of 3 seconds, you can still hear it pop. It's actually drawing quite a bit of vacuum signal through that crankcase. And one thing to clarify, it's not a vacuum that you're pulling on the crankcase. A lot of times guys get that a little bit confused. It's just part of the air circuit. That intake manifold is drawing air through the intake manifold, but before that, through the crankcase, through the airbox, into the manifold. So again, it's an air signal made to draw out blow-by, vapors, things like that. So at any rate, let's take a look at how much oil comes out of this thing. It does have a petcock at the bottom of it, so I can't do that I don't have 3 hands, so I'm gonna go grab a tin, drain it, show you what comes out of it. All right, folks, well, as promised, here's that tin. Got that blow-by drained out into it. Looks like quite a bit, but I'll tell you what, let's go take a look at how much that is. I don't think it's going to be as much as you think that it's going to be. All right, here we go. So there's that tin with all that blow-by in it. What I did is I just grabbed a Coke bottle cap. Let's see how much oil actually is coming out of here. Let's see. Yeah, it's about right. Done this before, so I knew about how much was going to come out after about 600 miles. And it's a Coke cap. That's it. So, I'm not sure that that's enough to justify swapping out oil or draining oil out of a catch can every couple of tankfuls of gas. Seems like a bit of a maintenance pain in the ass, to be honest with you. Another thing that's been brought up about catch cans is that they help to reduce the amount of oil circulating through the intake, possibly reducing octane. As I showed you earlier, this is about 600 miles of driving, and 600 miles of driving equates to about, I would say, 60 gallons, maybe 55 gallons worth of fuel, given the range of this particular truck. I'm not 100% convinced that if I took a Coke cap full of anything and poured it into 50 plus gallons worth of fuel, it would make any difference in octane rating. So I think that's pretty much been debunked. And also in some data logging that I've done with this truck, either with the catch can or just stock, the way it came from the factory, the difference in knock retard was not there. There was no difference from one to the next. So again, I think that kind of put the squash to that argument, at least with this setup with the reduced size PCVs that are in line. So with that being said, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate the catch can on this vehicle, just run an inline PCV and call it good. For a couple of reasons. One, this is my daily driver, and as much as anybody else would love to think that they're taking the greatest care in the world of their truck, I don't think that it's all 100% necessary to run a catch can on something that you're going to be driving every single day. And the other thing is that because it doesn't have any effect on the octane rating of the fuel, it doesn't really make any sense to keep it from a performance standpoint. So I'm not really trying to debunk or promote or not promote the use of a catch can. They don't hurt anything. They're definitely a benefit, but I almost wonder if it's more of a red herring than anything else. I mean, if you put any liquid in suspension in air and then put steel wool in front of it, it's going to start catching things. And all you're doing is pulling oil out of suspension with the catch can, which would be true if you're trying to collect anything. I mean, you can say that it's a problem. You can show that here's all this oil that we've collected, blow-by that we've collected. This is such a bad thing. Well, the problem is in some applications it may be. I know that with this intake design, with the vacuum signal being at the bottom of the intake, it does tend to kind of drag that oil across the bottom of the intake, as opposed to when it's at the top of an intake like many of them are. My Challenger's that way, the Jeep is that way. It just seems to be, it keeps the vapor in suspension, and so there's no issues. Doesn't seem to be any issues anyway. After years and years of driving, especially with the Jeep, it's got 60,000 of the hardest miles you could possibly, I think, put on a vehicle. No catch can, and it seems to run pretty good. So at any rate, post your comments up at the bottom of this video. I will put the part numbers of those PCVs in there if you want to give it a shot. I'm going to be taking this catch can off because I'm pretty tired of messing with it. I'll be posting other videos of other cars that are in the fleet. It's all Mopar stuff, so if you're into that, stick around. Might be some coming up about once every couple of weeks or so. Have a great one.